Okay, so this is accounting. We're going to talk about financial centers. Financial centers. You probably studied this in Spanish. And if you haven't studied this yet, no problem. We're going to start today. Before we read, pay attention on this. Here on the right in red, we have British English center, but look at the spelling, R-E, or American English, E-R, center, center. Same pronunciation, different spelling. Okay, so if you see like this, it's right, it means it's British English. If you see it like this, it's American English. So that's why when I wrote it, when I typed this, I did it like this because I'm used to American English, but in your book, you are going to find like this because it's British book. It's a British book. So don't worry too much. In both cases, it's correct. So let's read a little bit this. And I'm going to ask Anthony, can you please read the first paragraph?
Yes, Miss.
Thank you.
Financial centers are places where there are many banks and other financial institutions. London as a financial center is called the City or the Square Mile, and New York is Wall Street.
Thank you. Okay, so the biggest financial centers in London is the Square Mile or the City, both names. And in New York is Wall Street. You probably watch or hear about the movie Wall Street. Thank you, Anthony. Daniela, can you help us with the second paragraph, please?
Yes, Miss. Okay. Financial centers bring together investors and the business that need their investment. A speculator is an investor who wants to make a quick profit rather than invest over a longer period of time.
Thank you very much. Okay, so we have here two new words, investors and speculator, right? So basically investor, they invest, they put money on a business, and speculator, it's someone that plays with numbers. So he creates a speculation. We hear a lot about that sometimes when talking about dollarization or when talking about money. Okay, thank you, Daniela. Carly, is Carly here? I didn't see her. Yes, she is. Hi, Carly, how are you? Carly, help us read the last part, please. Brokers.
Brokers, dealers, and traders buy and sell for investors and in some cases for themselves or the organization they work for.
Very good. Thank you. So you probably heard about the brokers de seguros, maybe. It's something very common here in Guayaquil. Dealers, the people who deal with things, with businesses, or traders like commercial people, people buying and selling products. So they're similar definitions, they're very similar. So basically they buy and sell products for investors. Products like goods or products like services. So you might recognize this place here with these screens. This is basically the stock market. The stock market in Guayaquil, do you know the name in Guayaquil? Or do you know what a stock market is in Spanish? Let's read, and when we finish reading, you will say like, oh yeah, I know what that is, because you know it. And maybe you know it better than I do. So Domenica, please help us reading the first part until the stock exchange.
We needed more capital to expand, so we decided to float the company, sell shares for the first time in the flotation. Our shares are issued and licensed or quote for the first time on the stock market. Because we are UK-based company, we are listed on the London Stock Exchange.
Stock exchange, okay, good. Thank you, Domenica. So here we have again British or American English, like listed for both or quoted only for British English. And shares, do you remember what shares are? It's like the part of a company. Not the whole company, but you have shares, so you have some money there and you receive the profits of according to the rate, according to the percentage that you invested in the company. Melanie, finish reading, please.
Stock markets in other countries are also called bourse. Maybe our company is really big. We'll issue more shares on one of the European bourses. Now you can write stock market or stock market, one or two words.
Thank you very much. So in other words, you can write it separated like stock market or one word stock market. So now you have a better idea what that is in Spanish? Maybe the word bourses help you.
¿Puede ser la bolsa de valores?
It's exactly la bolsa de valores. That's it. La bolsa de valores. Okay, so do we have a stock market in Guayaquil?
Yes.
Yes. Did you go last year? I'm not sure. I don't remember if you did.
No, me.
Okay, so yes, we have here one in Guayaquil. It's in downtown. It's a big office close to the Malecondos mill. So what happened here? As you can see in the picture, you have, these are dealers or brokers. These are people buying and selling shares from companies. And on these screens here, that's why they call it the Wall Street, because they look like a wall. Here we have an approach of the screen. So you can see if the shares, acciones, right? You remember the shares were acciones. So the shares are going up. So if they're going up, you better buy because you are getting money. But if the shares go down, like they are in red, it's better you sell. So it's someone else's problem. Sounds sad, but that's reality. So let me see if we have some time for this. I'm not sure if we have time to do this now. Let's finish reading with this section. So other financial markets. And listen, when talking about financial markets, we are talking about something we cannot touch. It's not that we can touch the stock market. It's a negotiation, it's a service, so you don't touch that. It's an untouchable service. Product, I mean, it's a service. So we have other financial markets, and maybe Gabby, can you please help us reading until products, please?
Other financial products includes commercial paper, short-term lending to businesses. Continúo leyendo.
Yes, please.
Bonds, longer term lending to business and the government. Currencies, foreign exchange or forex, buying and selling the money of particular countries. Commodity, metals, and for products.
Thank you very much. Okay, so other financial markets, it's like, are those, right? Commercial paper, bonds, currencies, and commodities. Those are some examples of financial markets. And to finish reading, I think this is the last part, if I'm not wrong. Adriana, can you help us read in the last paragraph, please? This.
Yes. These are traded directly between dealers by phone and computer. Commodities are also traded in a commodities exchange. Shares, bonds, and commercial paper are securities, and the financial institutions that deal in them are securities houses.
Very good. And finally, we have this section, derivatives. Derivatives. Let's read this. Rebecca, help us reading, please.
A futures contract is an agreement giving an obligation to sell a fixed amount of a security or commodity at a particular price on a particular future date.
Thank you, Rebecca. Okay, so we have future contract, which is obviously going to be done not now, but later. Belkis, the second paragraph, please, Belkis.
An option contract is an agreement giving the right, but not the obligation, to buy or sell a security or commodity at a particular price at a particular future time, or in a period of future time.
Thank you very much. So we have these derivatives. I think it's very similar word in Spanish. Have you studied this maybe in accounting or any other subject in Spanish? You're going to study something like this, finanzas at university. So it's basically how the money moves, but not physical money like the coins or bills, but on papers and systems. That's the difference. That's why we call it financial institutions in this case. And finally, Romina, help us read in the last two lines, please. These contracts. Romina.
Quizás tenga mal el internet.
No problem. Okay, so let's finish with Mariuxi then. Mariuxi, please.
These contracts are derivatives. Discuss how the price of the underlying security or commodity will change in the future, and use derivatives to try to buy them more cheaply.
Very good. Okay, so this is a key word here. Dealers guess. They guess. They don't know, but they guess how the price of the underlying security or commodity will change in the future. Of course, they guess under some analysis, like mental analysis, because they're really skilled with numbers and with stock market and derivatives and contracts and things like that. So it's a skill too. Like when you're skilled like drawing or playing volleyball or speaking, well, other people, some people are really well skilled with numbers, with finances, which is really, really admirable. Okay, guys, any question? Any question? So with this, we finish the accounting class.